to online classes of mathematics for class 8. In this video, we are going to study the chapter number 5, which is data handling of NCERT textbook, and we'll try to cover the exercise 5.2. This is our session number 3 for this particular chapter. Myself, Deepak Gautam, degree mathematics in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So let's start with today's class. So today we are going to study about the pie graph, or we also call them as pie chart. Okay, so simply a pie graph or a pie chart is a circle graph showing the relationship between a whole and its part is called pie graph. So pie graph simply is a circle graph which shows the relationship between a whole and its part. Okay, it shows the relationship between a whole and its part, and it's also it's simply known as the pie graph. Okay, here the whole is divided into sectors. Okay, that whole part will be divided into sector, and the size of each sector is proportional to the activity or the information it represent. That means the size of that sector will be proportional to the activity or the information represented by that particular sector. Like for example, I have two pie charts here. Okay, you can see these are two circles. So first one is giving the time spent by a child during a day. So this circle or the pie graph, or you can say pie chart, is giving the time spent by a student during a day. Okay, so for 8 hours he sleep, 6 hours he spent in the school, 3 hours he goes for playing, in 3 hours he do some other activity like eating and all, and remaining 4 hours he do his homework. So this is a division of his day in the form of a pie chart. Okay, every activity of his day is divided into a sector of this circle. Okay, so this each section is called sector, and the size of this sector is proportional to the data it represents. Like you can say he sleep for 8 hours, so you can see that, say this is the greatest number, so sector of this part is the greatest. Okay, and he goes for play 3 hours, and 3 hours he does other activities, so you can see that this sector of both of these two are equal. Okay, similarly you can see this in the second example. The age group for people in a town is given as, so maximum people are in 15 to 60 year, so that number is 50,000. So that represents the largest part of the circle, while 0 to 14 is only 30,000, so it represents a different proportional of the sector or the circle, and next 60 and above are 20,000, so this is also represented by the particular part of this whole. Okay, so circle graph is also called pie chart. So okay, generally we call it pie chart, though it is represented using circle, so it's called a pie graph or a circle graph. Okay, but in general we call it as a pie chart. Okay, so let's understand this with the help of example. Here we will understand how we draw a pie chart. So here we are given information of a flavor of ice cream liked by a group of people. Okay, so certain a group of people is asked about their favorite flavor of ice cream. Okay, so there are maximum number of people, that is 50% of the people like chocolate flavor, then there are 20% of people like vanilla flavor, while the remaining 25% people like other flavors. Okay, so 50% for chocolate, 25% for vanilla, and 25% for other flavor. Okay, so this is the information given to us. Now we have to represent this data using a pie graph, or you can say using a pie chart. Okay, so first thing is, to draw a pie chart we need to know what is the angle of each part. Okay, so this each type or the flavor will have a certain angle on the pie chart or a circle graph. Okay, so first and the foremost thing is to find the angle, and that angle is known as the central angle. Okay, and we know that the sum of the total central angle of a circle is 360 degree. Okay, we know that total central angle of a circle is 360 degree. Okay, hence we know that total angle of a circle is 360 degree. So these three category will be divided into this 360 degree angle. Okay, so now we'll find the central angle of each sector. For that we have to draw a table, and that table should contain 4 columns. So let's first draw a table having 4 columns. In first one we'll write the flavor, which is the first given one. In second one we'll write the percentage of student prefer flavor. In third one we'll find the fraction of each part or each type, and then in the last we'll find get the central angle of each flavor. Okay, so let's close this table now like this. Okay, so here first we have flavors as given in the table, then we have percentage of student, preferring the flavors, okay. Next is the fraction. So these two column are the given information that we have in this given table. Next one you will write fraction. Okay, third one will always be a fraction, and fourth one will be central angle. Okay, these remaining two are fixed. Third one will be fraction and fourth one will be the central angle. Okay, let's try to write the category first. First we have chocolate, and its percentage series 50%. Then we have vanilla, which is 25%, and the remaining or the other flavor is remaining 25%. Okay, it's 25. Okay, now we have to find the fraction. Fraction means, as we know that the total percentage of anything is 100. Okay, that means you can also see that the sum of these three categories is 100. So its fraction will be the given percentage, which is 50, and will divide it by 100, which is the total of all type of category. So 50 by 100 will be 1 by 2. Similarly, the vanilla is preferred by 25%, and the total percentage is as given here is 100. So 25% by 100 is 1 by 4. Similarly, the other flavors are again also 25%, and total is 100. So the fraction will be 1 by 4. Okay, now the most important thing, now we have to find the central angle. Central angle means, like I said here, the central angle of a circle is, we know that central angle of a circle is 360 degree. So we'll find it, multiply each fraction by this 360 degree. So we multiply this, okay, not divide. So we have 1 by 2 into 360 degree, which is the total central angle, and this one is the fraction for chocolate. Okay, we always multiply them. That is this is total central angle, and this one is a fraction. So total and central angle into fraction will give us 180 here. Okay, so the central angle for chocolate is 180 degree. Next we have 1 by 4, which is the fraction of vanilla, will multiply it by the total central angle, which is again 360. So 1 by 4 into 360 will result into 90 degree. Also the remaining the other flavor into total central angle, which is 360 degree, will be equals to 90 degree. So this is how we'll find the central angle for any pie chart. Okay, now you can see that these first two columns are the given information, flavors and the number of percentage student preferring this flavor. Third one will always be the fraction. In the fraction you will take this data on the upper side and will divide it by the total number of this data, that is 50 plus 25 plus 25 is 100. So we'll divide it by 100. So you will get a certain fraction here. And to find central angle, as we know that the central angle for a circle is 360 degrees, so you will always multiply it by 360 degree. So after multiplication and doing the simple calculation you will get the central angle for each category. Okay, so the central angle for chocolate is 180, central angle for vanilla is 90, and central angle for other flavor is also 90. Now we will draw the pie graph or the pie chart for this data. Okay, so first you will draw a circle like this, and that circle will have a origin, not origin, a center point. Okay, that circle will have a central point. So you first we will draw a simply a line, because that will be a starting line. Okay, now as you know that the central angle for chocolate is 180 degree, so from this line we'll start marking the 180 degree angle. So we'll go till here, that means 180 degree means this line will be a straight line, and that will be the diameter of this circle. So we'll draw a line like this, that will give us the angle of 180 degree, and it will represent the chocolate. Okay, next we have vanilla, which is 90 degree. So from here we'll draw the make an angle of 90 degree. You can use the protector here. Okay, you have a D shape like instrument in your geometry box, that's called protector. You can use that to mark the angle. So the 90 degree angle will be here. So this remaining 90 degree will represent the vanilla, and the remaining is also 90 degree. So that is this part, this is also 90 degree, and this is other flavor. Okay, so this is how we draw a pie graph for any given data. Okay, you can simply see that we are given this table in which we are given information, flavor, and the percentage of student like the certain flavor. So you will always draw the first two column of the given information, third one will be fraction, and the fourth one will be central angle, and these first two are given. Okay, so that's how we make a or draw a pie chart for any given data. Okay, so based on this we have exercise 5.2, which includes a question based on the pie graph. So now let's move to the exercise. Exercise here is 5.2. this exercise has total 5 questions. We'll do all the question one by one. So first question here is, a survey was made to find the type of music that a certain group of young people liked in a city. Okay, so there was a survey conducted in a city to check what type of music is preferred by the young people. So adjoining pie chart, so in this pie chart shows the finding of this survey. So this is showing the result of that survey. So from this pie chart, answer the following. First one is, if 20 people like classical music, how many young people were surveyed? So in number that there are 20 people who like classical music. Okay, in percentage you will find that number of people like classical music is 10%. That means this 10% is equals to 20. Okay, if 10% is 20, you can find it's 100%. That will be the number of people surveyed. Okay, let's see here. This is answer number 1, part 1. Okay, it says if 20 people were surveyed, then what will the total number of people surveyed? So here we have 10% of people liking classical music. Okay, 10% of people like classical music, and that 10% is equals to 20 as given in the question here. The 10% of people liking classical music, and that 10% is equals to 20. So now we have to find its 100%. So we can find it 100%, that is, so this is 10% of people liking is 20 degree. So if you take 1%, 1% will be, when you shift this 10 to this side, will be 20 by 10. That's the value of 1% of people. Okay, now we have to find the 100% of people. So that means you will multiply 100 on the both sides. So this will become 100 on this side and 10 into 100 on this side. Okay, so this is the number of people liking the classical music. So this 0 will cancel out the 0 here, and this 2 into 100 will be 200. So answer is 200. There are 200 people who are surveyed for this classical music. Okay, so if for this question the total number of people surveyed is 200 people. Next is, which type of music is liked by the maximum number of people? So clearly from the paragraph you will see that which type of music liked by the most number of people. The highest percentage is for light music. So answer for second part is light music. There are maximum number of people who like light music. Third one is, if the cassette company were to make 1000 CDs, how many each type of would they make? So in total that company want to produce 1000 CDs. So how many CDs they are supposed to produce for each type? Okay, so that can be calculated by, let's see here, number of people preferring light music. Okay, light music is preferred by 40%. Okay, so we'll find that 40% of the total CD produced. So the total CDs are 1000, so it will be 40. When you remove percentage sign you will get 100 here. This of means multiplication, and right 1000 in multiplication. So the two zeros from here will cancel the two zeros from here. So this 40 into 10 is 400. So they have to produce 400 CDs for light music. Then we have another type of music which is folk music. Folk music is preferred by 30% of people. So we'll write 30% of 1000, which is the total CD. So total CD is 1000, so they need to produce 30% of those CD for folk music. So when you remove percentage sign you will get 100 in denominator and multiplied by 1000. So these two zero will cancel the two zeros here. So 30 into 10 will give us 300 CDs. Next one is semi-classical. Okay, semi-classical means we have 20% of people liking semi-classical. That means 20% of total CDs, that is 1000, should be of classical music. That is, when you remove percentage sign you get 100 here. Of means multiplication into 1000. So again these two zero will eliminate these two zero. 10 into 20 is 200. Okay, and the last one is classical. So classical music is preferred by only 10% of people. That means 10% of total CDs, which is 1000, should be of classical music. So that means 10 divided by 100 multiplied by 1000. So again these two zero will eliminate these two zero. 10 into 10 is 100. So these are the each type of CD that company need to produce for each category of music. 400 CDs of light music, 300 CDs of folk music, 200 CDs of semi-classical, and 100 CDs of classical. Okay, that's the solution of question number 1. Now moving ahead to the next question, we have a group of 360 people were asked to vote for their favorite season from the three seasons: rainy, winter, and summer. So there is a survey conducted among people of 360 people. Okay, and they are given three choices, which is seasons: rainy, winter, and summer. So they were asked to choose their favorite season. So based on this we have a question: which season got the most vote? So the data is given here. So which season got the most vote? You can see this is the highest number, which is for the winter. So winter season got the highest vote. So answer number 2, part 1. Answer is winter season. So which season got the most votes? That answer from the data is simply winter season. Okay, next one. we are to find the central angle for each sector. Okay, like I said previously, how we can find the central angle. So again we'll use that method to find the central angle. So we have to find the central angle for each sector. Okay, now for that, first we need to total these number. So 150 plus 120 will be 270, and 270 plus 90 will be 360. So we'll write the total number of votes are total number of votes equals to 360 votes. Okay, total number of votes are 360 vote. Now we'll draw a table to find a central angle. Again for that we need 4 columns. In first one we'll write the name of season. In second one we'll write the number of votes for each season. In third, like I said, third one is fixed, which will be for fraction, and the fourth one will calculate in fourth column the central angle. So let's join this and make a okay. In this first row we'll write, in first column we'll write the season, then we have number of votes. Okay, number of votes, and then we'll write, like I said, next one will be fraction, and the next is central angle. Okay, so these things are to be calculated. So let's write the seasons first. First we have the summer, then we have rainy and winter, and the number of votes for summer is 90, then 120 and 150. This 90 for summer, 120 for rainy, and 150 for winter. Now we have to find its fraction. Like I said, the total number of vote here is 360, so fraction will be 90 by 360, 120 by 360, and 150 by 360. Okay, we can divide this number to find a simpler ratio, but in central angle we need to multiply 360, so will not divide it, we'll keep it like this. Okay, now for central angle we'll multiply this fraction, which is 90 by 360, multiply the total central angle, which is 360. So these 360 and 360 will be cancelled out. The answer will be, these two will be cancelled out, answer will be 90 degree. Next is 120, which is a fraction, by 360 multiplied by 360. Again this 360 and this 360 will be cancelled out, so the answer will be 120 degree. And we have 150 degree divided by 360, not degree. Okay, and because it is a fraction does not have any unit or other value, that will be a simply number, so these two will also be cancelled. The answer will be 150. So the central angle for the summer is 90 degree, for rainy is 120, and winter is 190. Now out of this startup, now we'll draw the pie chart of this one. Again first we have to draw a circle marking a center in the between. So what we're gonna do is, we'll start from here. Okay, so the first is 90 degree, so the central angle for summer is 90 degree. You can use again protractor here to mark the angle accurately. Okay, so the 90 degree angle will be like this. This is 90 degree, and this is representing summer. Next one is rainy season. Rainy season angle is 120 degrees, that will be here. Okay, This represents the 120-degree angle, and this is for rainy season. And the remaining will be 150-degree, and which will represent winter. Or you can give a different shade for each sector like this, or you can shade them by different colors. Okay, you can use different color, or you can also use different type of shadings. I have used both. I have given different shading and of different color. So that's our answer of question number 2. Okay, so that's a pie chart of this one. Now moving to the next one, we have draw a pie chart showing the following information. The table shows the color preferred by a group of people. So there are total 36 number of people surveyed, and they have given their favorite color. So out of this data, we have to again draw a pie chart, and for the pie chart we need to first find the central angle for each category. So let's again start by making a table. This is answer number 3. Let's start making a table that will represent, first column will represent the color, then number of people, then third one is fixed, like I said, fraction, and the last one is central angle. Okay, so let's complete this table. Okay, in first column we'll write the color, and in second is the number of people. Here we'll write colors, and here number of people, and the next two are fixed, that is here we'll write fraction and central angle. So let's first try the colors. We have blue, green, red and yellow. Blue, let's write the blue with blue pen. We have blue, then we have green, then we have red and yellow, red and yellow. Okay, numbers are 18, 9, 6 and 3. 18, 9, 6 and 3. Okay, now let's find its fraction. Fraction is, like I said, the total number here is 36. So fraction will be 18 by 36, 9 by 36, 6 by 36 and 3 by 36. Next step is multiply this fraction by the total central angle, which is always 360 degrees. So 18 by 36 into 360 degree, 9 by 36 into 360 degree, 6 by 36 into 360 degree, and last one is 3 by 36 into 360 degree. Okay, so in every case this 36 will give us 10 here, this 36 will give us 10 here, again this 36 will give a 10 here, and here also. So 10 into 18 is 180 degree, 10 into 9 is 90 degree, 10 into 6 is 60 degree, and 10 is to 3 is 30 degree. So the blue is 120, the central angle for blue is 180 degree, for green 90 degree, this will be 60, not 90. So this will be 60 here and 30 here. Okay, so we'll draw the pie chart for this one. Again, we'll start from this here. First draw this radius of the circle like this. So first we have blue, which is 180 degree. That means this will cover exactly half part of the circle. 180 degree, that means semicircle. So this part is representing 180 degree, and this is for blue. Next we have green, which is occupied by having central angle 90 degree. So let's draw Next one is this green. Okay, this part is for green. Value here is 90 degree. Next is red is 30 degree and yellow is red is 60 degree and yellow is 30 degree. So that will be here. So by drawing one more line, you will get the remaining two sectors, red and yellow. Okay, I have written their name with that color. You can give shading of that same color in each section. This is 60 degree and this one is 90 degree. You can give the shading like this. Shade the blue part with the blue color. You shade the green part with green, red with red, and yellow with yellow. Okay, like this. So that's the answer of question number 3. Now moving ahead to the question number 4, which is a very important question. It says the adjoining pie chart gives the marks scored in an examination by a student in Hindi, English, Maths, Social Science and Science. If the total marks obtained by the student is 540 in 5 subjects: Hindi, English, Maths, Science and Social Science. So you have to answer the certain question. First one is, in which subject did the student score 105 marks? So student have scored 105 marks. Okay, so you have to find in which subject that student has scored 105 marks. So what we're gonna do is, we will find the central angle for 105, and that central angle will give the name of that subject. So answer number 4, part 1 is, we are given that total number of marks here is total number is 540. Okay, and student have scored 105 marks in a particular subject. We have to calculate in which subject he had got that number of marks. So we have to find the central angle. So the central angle for 105 will be, how we calculate the central angle? We calculate the central angle by first writing a fraction, that is 105 out of 540. This is fraction multiplied by the central angle, which is fixed as 360 degree. So when you solve this 0 will cancel the 0 here, and this 36 will give us, and 54 will be divided by 18. You will get, these two will be cancelled. You will get 3 here and 2 here, and this 3 will cancel this 105, and you will get 35. Hence the 35 into 2 will give us the central angle of 70 degree. So now will you look which subject has central angle of 70 degree. So you can see clearly this Hindi have the central angle of 70 degree. So you will write the answer for this one is, that the student score 105 marks in Hindi. The student scored 105 marks in Hindi. Okay, next part, how many more marks were obtained by the student in mathematics than in Hindi? So first we'll find the difference between the, we have to find the difference between the two angles. In maths the angle is 90 degree and in Hindi the angle is 70 degree. So the difference between the angle is 20 degree. Then we'll find the value of 20 degree angle. Okay, so this is part second of question number 4. here the central angle for mathematics is 90 degree, and central angle for Hindi is 70 degree, and the difference is 90 degree minus 70 degree will result into 20 degree. So difference between the two is 20 degree. So that's the difference between the marks obtained in two subjects. So we have to find the value of 20 degree. Okay, value, now the value of 20 degree will be, like I said, we have to first find the fraction, that is 20 degree, and this 20 is out of total 360 degree. Okay, then multiplied by the total marks, which is 540. Okay, when you solve this 360 will give us 2 here, and 540 will give us 3 here. This 2 will result into 10 here. This 10 into 3 is 30. Hence the difference between the two is 30 marks. So the student has got 30 marks more in maths than in Hindi. Okay, hence the student got 30 marks more in maths than in Hindi. Okay, now the fourth part, examine the whether the sum of the marks obtained in social science and the mathematics more than in science and Hindi. You can simply observe this. First, add the central angle of maths and social science. Central angle for maths is 90, and central angle for social science is this 65. So the sum is 155, and the central angle for science and Hindi is, let's write it here, for science it is 80 and for Hindi is 70, and the sum is 150. Okay, so it says examine whether the sum of the marks obtained in social science is more than the science and Hindi. So answer for this one is yes. So the answer for this one, you simply write yes, as the sum of central angles of maths and social science is more than the sum of central angle of Hindi and science. Okay, that's the answer of question number 4. Now let's move to the last question of this exercise, which have the number of students in a hostel speaking different language is given below. Display the data in the pie chart. So we are given 5 different type of language: Hindi, English, Marathi, Tamil and Bengali. Okay, and the total number of students observed is 40. So let's start representing it with the form of first. Like we are asked to calculate display this data using pie chart, and we know that for pie chart we need central angle. So first and the foremost thing for us is to find the central angle for each language. So again we'll start by drawing making a table having 4 columns. In first we'll write the language, then number of people speaking that particular language. Third one will write the fraction, and the last one will write the central angle, which is the requirement. We need central angle for each part, each language. Okay, so first we'll write language, number of student, then fraction and central angle. Okay, we are doing this table because we need this central angle in order to draw the pie chart. So the languages here are Hindi, English, Marathi, Tamil and Bengali. Hindi, English, Marathi, Tamil and Bengali. Okay, so the number of students for Hindi is 40, English 12, Marathi 9, 7 for Tamil and 4 for Bengali. So let's write its fraction. It's given here total number of students is 72, so the fraction will be 40 by 72, 12 by 72, 9 by 72, 7 by 72, and last one is 4 by 72. Now I have to find the central angle. We'll multiply the fraction, which is 40 by 72, by this total central angle, which is fixed as 360 degree. Here we'll write 12 by 72 into 360 degree, 9 by 72 into 360 degree, and the last two are 7 by 72 into 36 degree and 4 by 72 into 36 degree. Now let's solve it, each one. This 72 will result into 5 here. Okay, in each case this 72 will result into, when you divide 360 by 70, will get 5 here also, and here. So the value will be 5 into 40 is 200, 5 into 12 is 60, 5 into 9 is 45, 5 into 7 is 35, and 5 into 4 is 20. So these are the central angle for each language. Now we'll represent this data in this pie chart. Again, so we'll start by making this radius or the starting line. Okay, now we have to make the respective angles. So the first angle that we have is here is 200 degree. Okay, so we'll draw this angle of 200 degree. That will be so if we draw a straight line, that will be for 180, so it will go beyond 180. That means that will be around here. Okay, so this is the angle, central angle for the Hindi. Next one is 60 degree. That angle will be here. This one is for English. Next we have 45 for Marathi. That will be here. This one was 60. This is Marathi. Then we have the remaining two, 35 and 20. Those will be here. $35 and 20. This is for Tamil and this is for Bengali. Okay, so these are the pie chart representation of the given data. You can give different shading to each section. Okay, you can use different color pencil, or you can choose different type of shading. Okay, like this. And the last one. Like this, you can give a different type of shading, and different, you can use different color for the shading. Okay, so that's the answer of the question number 5. With this, we have concluded the exercise 5.2 of the chapter data handling. Okay, I hope you have understood how to calculate or to find the central angle, and then you can represent those central angle on a pie chart or a pie graph. Okay, now what you have to do is practice all the questions multiple times so that you will be fluent in solving this question. Okay, so with this, we conclude our today's class. Thanks for joining here.